All right. First live 2022. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry I'm a little late, but I'm here fighting this cold. Getting ready for a flight tomorrow to Colombia, flying out of DR to Colombia. That should be fun. I'm going to share my experience of that. But first, Chapapa, first live of 2022. What's up, y'all in the chat? Drop a comment if you're here with me tonight. Answering all questions that you guys got for me on living in DR, moving to DR, being an expat in DR. There's this bug going around. Everybody got this cough going on, but not COVID. Did my COVID test at home with my remedies. What's up, Los? Los Adventure Time. Make sure you guys are checking out Los's channel. Subscribe to his channel. Los is a tour guide here in the Dominican Republic. He will meet you wherever and whenever. Shout out to Shaka. Peace to you. Vernon, what's up? What's up from Cali? Cali in the house. California love. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share this video to your friends, to your family members, anybody looking to come down here to the Dominican Republic. Shout out to Paradise Life, Flip Flop, Tailor Made Dreams, The Laptop Lifestyle. Love crossing borders out there in Colombia. Gonna check him out real soon. Patrick, what's up? What's up? What's up? Make sure you guys hitting that like button, share. Excuse me. Well, let's get this going. So I've been living in Santiago for the better part of a year, a little bit over a year. I moved out here the second half of 2020. So I got my list of pros and cons for me living in Santiago. But before I get into that, anybody in here that got any questions, what's going on here in the streets of the Dominican Republic, any questions about the vaccine mandates, prices, apartments, moving down here this year for 2022, I am starting my relocation services. I've been helping a few guys out in terms of helping them find furniture, to apartments, to actually going with them to these places, speaking Spanish for them, negotiating all that. Blue Vega, que lo que, greetings to the chat. That's right. Make sure I hit this like button. We got 5 people in the chat tonight. All right, so starting off my list of pros and cons for living here in Santiago. When I first moved to the DR, I was living in Puerto Plata. I didn't live too far from the Malecon, not too far from Uncle Russell. I lived in La Estancia. But for me, Puerto Plata, being from New York, Puerto Plata was a little bit too slow. Too slow, too small. Not a lot going on in terms of, stores, markets, food. Rent was high. Small town, literally the same faces. Everybody's in your business. And the internet sucked, to be honest. No fiber optics in all parts of Puerto Plata. And me moving to Santiago, I came to Santiago once and I made up my mind, like, all right, I'm going to move. I cut my lease in Puerto Plata like 6 months in. I signed a year lease, lost my deposits. But whatever, it was my happiness we were speaking of at the time. So number one is the rent. The rent attracted me here to Santiago personally. I'll get into some numbers. In Puerto Plata, I had a house. I was paying $800 for this house in Puerto Plata. And moving to Santiago, that cut by more than half. Right now, I'm a little bit below $330 a month for rent here in Santiago. As you can see, I'm on the 7th floor. You probably can't see because it's dark out. I'm on the 7th floor of this torre in Gurabo. Has a piscina, a gimnasio, and cancha, a little colmado right here in the front. And I'm a little bit below $330 a month depending on what the dollar is that month. So to go from 800 to 330, no brainer right there. Transportation, you had the bus terminals here. You got Caribbean Tours, you got Metro, and Uber. Uber has been my best friend for the better part, before I got a car, for the better part of me living in Santiago. Now, Uber and Puerto Plata, I know you guys heard some stories about the taxis conflicting in Puerto Plata and things of that nature. So Uber doesn't really work as well there as it does in Santo Domingo or Santiago. So Uber's my go-to. It's cheap. I don't recall ever paying more than maybe 550 pesos for Uber ride, depending. And that's to go to, that was just to go to the airport. All right, got our first question tonight, Patrick. Chop my dude question. Do you work online? How do you maintain? All right, so I do not work online, but I know a lot of expats that do work online from the States. Me, I have some, we could call it prior investments, right? That enable me monthly to live down here. I am a veteran also. So let's just say that I have some prior investments that enable me to live down here. And to be honest, it doesn't cost much. It all depends on your lifestyle. It doesn't cost much to live down here. All depends on your lifestyle. I have a video on my channel, how to live down here with just $1,500 a month. And with that $1,500, you got a dude paying for a 3 or 4 bedroom apartment. He has his car, and he's able to budget to do, things of that pleasure him monthly. So make sure you guys go check out that video. It's actually featuring another veteran that lived down here. So another pro that I have for living here in Santiago are the stores. And I got into that a little bit. Like, I literally have a mini market right outside the residential. But stores, I mean, in terms of from home appliances to furniture to supermarkets, in Puerto Plata, I can count the supermarkets on one hand. Literally, it's Jose Luis, Jumbo, La Serena. Here in Santiago, we got 4 Nacionals, 2 Bravos. Vernon asked if I'm going to drop a link to the video. Vernon, check the channel. It should be under the playlist, but I will drop the video later on in the chat. I don't want to get too distracted, but I got you. I was saying, yeah, so the supermarkets here, price-wise, it depends. Like I said, it depends where you're living. If you want to go to Nacional, you get most of your imported stuff. Like, if you want like your Boris head or brands that you normally find in the state, you go to Nacional. If you want to like live like real cheap, stretch your money out, you go to places like Central or Bravo, or just even like the little stands right here in the streets. There's plenty of those stands here. But the malls too, there's about 2 big malls here in Santiago, but there's also little plazas. There's a city, like you go in the city and you have the city full of like the tiendas and all the other stores where you can go out, find your clothes, find whatever, just about what you're looking for. A lot of Chinese stores out here too. I gotta mention that. So that's one thing that being in the bigger city has done for me. The ease of access of having like those supermarket, those stores. If I want to go buy clothes, if I want to go buy electronics, there's the Price Mart. Got the Price Mart video up also walking through in Price Mart. Price Mart down here is basically your BJ's, your Walmart, or your Costco's. You need a membership to shop. But from there, you'll find furniture, food, electronics, household appliances, tires, batteries. You'll find all of that stuff on Price Mart. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. And I'm answering all your questions tonight. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so hey, Cassandra's here. Welcome, Cassandra. Good evening. Good evening. I hope you brought your glass. I know it's only Wednesday, yeah, but like I said, I got this cough. Somebody told me drink tequila because tequila's good with cough. So, salud. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Y'all joining this video right now. First live of 2022. Questions and answers. Going through my list of pros and cons of 2021 living in the bigger cities here in the Dominican Republic, living in Santiago. Next on my list is the internet. Wine Wednesdays. I ain't got no wine, but cheers. Internet. I spoke about the internet before and about living in Puerto Plata. And excuse me, I had a plan, 100 megabits. I had a 100 megabit plan, no phone, just internet and cable. And let me tell you, I guess it was the area I was living in Puerto Plata. I had telecable in Puerto Plata. I was paying maybe about 4,000 pesos a month for 100 megabits. No, less than that, because I had a hookup there. And the internet was just terrible. When it rained, it'd go out. Some days it'd be fine. Some days it'd be straight up terrible. And this is with an Ethernet cord. I'd have an Ethernet cord with my internet, plug it into my TV, plug it into my computer, plug it into my PlayStation. I wasn't getting what I was paying for in terms of internet. Here in Santiago, fiber optics. You know, you have the better infrastructure. You have more telephone lines. You have these buildings that are built to withstand, you know, that type of service. So, you know, some parts maybe, but I want to say majority of Santiago with Claro and Altice. I use Claro because I don't really like Altice because they're a little bit shady to me. And I have fiber optics and my internet has been fine. Right now I'm connected to my Ethernet cord. Wi-Fi has been fine in the house. You know, I do recommend using extenders because, you know, these are concrete walls. So, you know, for the Wi-Fi, you know, to start from the living room, get to your bedroom, you might have some problems there. I do recommend using extenders, but the internet, I must say, in the bigger cities, Santo Domingo, Santiago, if you're looking to work from home, if you're looking to just be comfortable, if you're looking like to not have internet problems, calling the office every day, I would say the bigger cities, Santiago, Santo Domingo, would help you more in internet. Because I know those foreigners, those tourists, those expats who are working from home always ask about the internet. Now, as far as the internet goes, it is a little bit harder to get those higher packages in terms of 100 megas, 200 megas. But for anybody those who are seriously looking to move down here and are worried about the internet packages, shoot me a message on my Instagram at Chapapa TV, and I will walk you through the process to help you out here. Another thing I got going on here in Santiago, I don't have the beach, I don't have the water. I'm not across the street from Malecon like Russ, but I do got these mountainous views. And some of my videos, it's just phenomenal. Like if you guys have seen the mountains and Puerto Plata, just imagine you going up to your roof, because like I said, I'm on the 7th floor and the mountains are literally right behind me. I think tomorrow I'll put up a YouTube short. Tomorrow when I come back from Colombia, I'll put up a YouTube short just like how close the mountains are and how wide it's spread out. So I mean, to me, I lived in Puerto Plata and I probably went to the beach in the span of 6-7 months, maybe 3 times. But it's just something about the infrastructure. See the buildings, the towers here in Santiago has done it for me. Like I said, you can find just about what you're looking for. In Puerto Plata, that has been a little bit difficult for me. Like say, you know, if I need to go to a place specifically for suitcases or for a camera lens. Okay, we got another question. How long does it take to get to the beach from Santiago? Well, to be honest with you, it depends how you drive. It depends what you're driving. So if you drive like a speed demon, what's normally an hour and a half, you could cut it down to like an hour, depending on what beach you're going to. I'm an hour and a half away from Playa Sosua, Playa Alicia, but I do not frequent to those beaches. I go to Playa La Ensenada. To me, that is one of the best beaches that this country has to offer. Again, I did a La Ensenada video. You guys can find that on my channel. What else we got? There are no city lights on the ocean at night. Everything is dark. Yeah, Vernon, you got a point. There are no city lights, and there's a difference. Not all city lights look good. I mean, you got some ugly city lights, but I mean, there's just a way that they built the city here especially the city of Santiago and Santo Domingo, how they just make all the lights look great. They just correlate, and you can still see the stars, and that's the amazing part about it. Like in this country, it's not blinding lights like New York. There's not a lot of like strong street lights, but I could go out right now. If it's a clear sky, I could still see the stars, and there's lights on. Going back to just about what you're looking for. So, like I said, in Puerto Plata, there was no price mark. There wasn't that one place where I could go and be like, all right, I need some batteries and I need some food. Can you share an image of the ugly city lights? Ugly city lights are like blinding lights where you look up to the sky and you literally can't see shit because there's just so much going on. And it's just like fuzz over here, fuzz over there. So I guess you could go and Google a bunch of ugly city lights. Joking, but I'll do a YouTube short on that also. So after this live, I'll go up and do a YouTube short of exactly what I mean in the daytime and in the nighttime. But the beach hasn't been issued to me, and they are building a new highway here that'll cut the travel time from Santiago to Puerto Plata in like 30 minutes because they're really trying to revamp up the tourism sector in Puerto Plata. You got the cruise ships now coming in on the Malecon. You got the cleanup going in Sosua. For more of that information, because Puerto Plata isn't my forte, make sure you guys check out Flip Flop's channel and Taylor May's channel. Sometimes Russ, talks about the going-ons of that. And another thing about Santiago being here, I'm not a native Spanish speaker, sorry, but it helps me stay on top of my Spanish. Because what's the point of living in a country where you don't learn the language, where you don't know the language, you don't know what's going on around you? So being here in Santiago has helped in a sense, I haven't been lazy. In Puerto Plata, I was basically getting what I wanted in Puerto Plata, because, it being more, I guess, Americanized. Majority of people talk with translator, or you speak Spanish. Let's see what we got, Patrick. I spoke with a friend in Sosua. She said all the citizens have to get the shot to be able to enter stores. Is that true? Is that all the... Yeah, Patrick, that's true, but I probably shouldn't be saying this on the internet. You want to go to the supermarket, you show them your vaccine. So I showed them my vaccine here on my phone, a picture of it with my ID. But the crazy part is, Patrick, is that they do not even look to see all right, if the name on the vaccine matches up with the name on the ID. They just they see vaccine and that's it. You're good to go. Even when people carry the physical, it's as long as they see you have that card with you, they really do not give a damn. But yeah, it is needed to enter into. I needed to show my vaccine to go into banks, show it to go into the supermarkets, go into PriceSmart, go into some restaurants to access the mall. Have I needed to go to? I haven't gone to the hospital, so I wouldn't be able to say it there. But to go into some establishments Foodtropolis, any type of stores. Not all the stores will do it, in the ciudad, in the city, all the little stores. Not all of them will do it, but yeah, you definitely do have to show your vaccination card. I haven't been asked to show it when I got on the bus. When I got on the bus going to Santo Domingo. Is that for tourists too? Yeah, it's for tourists. It's for tourists. They do not care, but that's why I said it's a little bit iffy on that, because you could show a vaccine card, but they're not going to do their due diligence to make sure that it's really you that's vaccinated. It does go for tourists, because I have been, I've had some friends come down here and they, needed to show their vaccine cards. So that applies to everybody, Patrick. But like I said, the way they go about checking it to make sure that, it really is you, it's that's a whole nother story. It's you just, boop, and that's it. So I'm not giving any ideas, but you guys could use your imagination on that one. So on top of living in Santiago, being on top of my Spanish, I try my hardest. I rarely have to use Google Translate out here. I did practice and learn Spanish before I moved out here to the Dominican Republic. It took me about 5 to 6 months for me to be, comfortable. I'm talking comfortable making mistakes. I do have a video up on that also on how I managed to learn Spanish in that time frame. So make sure you guys go check that out. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing, sharing this video. And I'm getting to the cons part, and then I'm going to open up for some more questions. Any other questions about DR, traveling, vaccine mandates, where to, how to's, like anything more of what you guys want to see on the channel, let me know. I'm open for that. Definitely, like I said, I'm here for you guys. I'm just trying to be one of the most real sources of information here on YouTube on living in the DR, living abroad, being an expat. Whatever you guys need, I'm here for you. Nothing here. Last on my list on the pros of living in the bigger cities of the Dominican Republic is really double of what you need. So I mean, there's more barbershops, more salons, more food, more etc. Like I said, in Puerto Plata, in Puerto Plata City, that point and that point, you got Sosua and you got Puerto Plata City, and then that's it. Whatever you find in between, that's what you got. Here, I could go around Santiago. I could count the numbers of barbershops I see. I could count the little mini markets, the colmados, the restaurantes, the little places of food where you could go and get a plate of food for 100, 150 pesos, maybe less, if you really know where to go, if you have your Spanish down pat, if you don't look too, gringo-y. There's really a lot. There's so much bigger potentials in a non-tourists. Just have to be able to go out there, put the fear aside of not knowing Spanish, and just exploring, because I'm telling you, like, once you guys open yourself up to the possibilities of what's available to you here in the Dominican Republic, you'd be really surprised. But definitely a lot more of what I need here than in Santiago. Like, I could go to places, get my dry cleaning done. In Puerto Plata, I to this day I don't know of a dry cleaning service. Puerto Plata, laundromats, places for the kids to go play, plazas, tattoo shops, things of that nature. It's just double everything in the bigger cities. Santo Domingo, even better, but Santo Domingo, that traffic is a monster. It's a monster. I was looking to move into Santo Domingo when I was trying to get out of Puerto Plata, but let's just say that traffic really scared me away. And I love Santo Domingo. I'll go there when I can, but that's the only place in the country where I haven't driven, and I don't see myself driving down there anytime soon. I've driven to Samaná, I've driven to Puerto Plata, I've driven to Villa Isabella, La Vega, Jarabacoa, but Santo Domingo is the only place I would not drive. Whenever I go there, I take the bus and I use Uber. Straight up Uber. So, not everything's all sunshine and rainbows here. Now, the cons of living in Santiago, bigger cities. Santiago is the second biggest province, second biggest city here in the Dominican Republic after Santo Domingo, obviously. But the traffic. Now, the traffic isn't on Santo Domingo type level, but do keep in mind that you're going to face some horrendous traffic. And I mean traffic like, people are in Cali, people are in New York. I don't know how it is in Georgia or Florida, but, just imagine a little bit of congestion. Not quite Santo Domingo level to scare you, but there would be some traffic. And you mix that in with the Wild Wild West style driving out here, like, basically there's no law on the road. Like, people driving over in the next lane to cut you off, and dudes taking red light, motorcycles taking red lights, all this stuff. The traffic could be a hassle. And if you have road rage like me, it may be a little hectic at times. Living in the big cities. Vern 1300, extra info. I need more. Just touch down in Santiago. I'll drop you an email. Yeah, just hit me up on the Instagram page. Send me a DM. I will be out of town. I'm headed to Colombia tomorrow for the next 10 days. But what part of Santiago are you in? Another con I have here, and this would really hurt me if I didn't have Spanish, but basically having a haggle for everything. So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When they could see that you're not from here, the prices of things tend to go up a little bit. Maybe a lot of it, but definitely a little bit. So you're definitely always going to have to almost negotiate for everything, which isn't a bad thing. But for me, I've started off by, if it was something I needed that I know would cost, I would send somebody to go either talk for me or buy it for me. Okay. Licey. Yeah, okay. Licey isn't too far out from main Santiago, depending what part of Licey you're in. But yeah, having to negotiate for everything, I mean, from food to household appliances, depending where you go, like main stores like Plaza Lama or La Serena or Jumbo, you're not gonna haggle, you're not gonna negotiate, obviously. I mean, like the little tiendas, the mini markets, the stores, from dudes selling agua in the streets. Yo, what's up, Alan? When you come back, we do a show about my clinic. Absolutely no problem. If we got any veterans right now watching in the live, Alan, the Midnight Groove is the clinic open already in Puerto Plata? Basically, he got a clinic going for veterans and some services going for veterans moving to the Dominican Republic, living in the Dominican Republic. Make sure you guys check out his channel. When you get the chance, drop the information down in the comments, brother, and definitely we could get together and we'll do a show about the clinic, because I'm all about the veterans, all about spreading information for the vets, because as a vet, I know one thing that's important is a peace of mind. And I know you can get a lot of peace of mind moving out the matrix, living abroad. Another thing that I got going on down here is the rain. You thought rain was bad in Puerto Plata? It tends to be bad here in Santiago because you're not by the beach, you're not by the water, but you're in this mountainous region. And the rain, at sometimes, some parts could flood the streets. So that's why I say, if you're gonna have a car down here, don't try your best not to get a sedan. Plan on, and following the rain, plan on getting backup power. Some of the apartments here, in this residential down here, so the apartments, they have their own supliador, their own supply power. You got the generator that takes the gas, or you got the batteries installed with the inverter. So whenever the power comes out, your power comes on. It's not like Santo Domingo. In Santo Domingo, there are places that already supply their own backup power for the buildings you live in. I'm not sure if there probably are in Santiago, but they're a little bit more on the pricey side. Around the monument, those high class buildings over there, they probably have some. But it's definitely something you'll find more in the capital, Santo Domingo, backup power. Plan on getting that. They do sell generators in PriceSmart. You can talk to your building, the landlord, or just some people, the right people, on how to get batteries for your apartment, how to get batteries installed in your apartment. But backup power definitely down here is a must, especially if you rely on internet, if you rely on things in the house to always keep running with power, to not have your internet run out. Living in Cerros de Gurabos near Los Sardinas. Los Sardinas is a nice area. Busy. I hope you're ready to combat that traffic every day. But Los Sardinas is definitely a nice area. Cerros de Gurabo. I live in regular Gurabo, not too far from Avenida 27. But Los Sardinas, you got your plaza, you got your lab there. That's around the banks, Chef Pepper, BM Cargo. It's a good area, and there's not a lot of people notice, but in that cluster, behind in the back blocks, there's a lot of stores, a lot of good stores. My chiropractor's office is over there. Great chiropractor office. Got a video on that also, because we definitely chiropractic has helped me to improve my living out here in the Dominican Republic. One problem I do have living out here that I've noticed, I guess it's just my area. not a problem like hating, but there's a lot of Airbnbs here. And as you can imagine, with the Airbnbs, excuse my language, comes a lot of fuck shit. A lot of people who don't have passport etiquette that come to this country and just don't know how to act. Like they take their suitcase, they pack their suitcase with bullshit, and they check their bags in and they bring it with them. So you get like a lot of Airbnbs. I remember New Year's last year, I had some folks down on the floor below, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, they just started brawling. I mean, throwing glasses against the walls, screaming, punching, throwing each other. So depending where you are, you will get a lot of Airbnbs, especially if you live in an apartment. You will get a lot of Airbnb visitors in Santiago, Santo Domingo. For here is definitely an investment. Don't get me wrong, but if a little bit, if you're trying to control your environment a little bit more, that's something to consider. If where you're moving to would be an Airbnb hotspot, because Airbnb brings all types of people, and with all types of people out here in Santiago, there's not a lot of expats. You'll be hard pressed to find another person just like you living in the bigger cities of the Dominican Republic. Why is that? The Spanish. The Spanish scares them. And they try to use the excuse like, oh, the beach, to put a pub in. Some people, the Spanish scares them. So there's not a lot of expats here in Santiago. There is a growing number. I want to say now, instead of last year there being 3, maybe there's like 6 expats that I know all together living in Santiago. But it is a growing number. But it's not like that community you have in Puerto Plata. In Puerto Plata, you have your own group chat. There's an expat group chat, and I want to say about 95% of the people in that group chat live in Puerto Plata. So keep that in mind if you're looking to move to the bigger cities like Santo Domingo, especially Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo, they're a little bit spread out. You got the folks from Europe, Canada, some of the states, but it's like the more you leave Puerto Plata, the more thin that number gets of finding another foreigner, another expat, somebody just like you living in the DR. The further away from Puerto Plata you get. And with there not being a lot of expats here, there's not a lot of English speakers. And that's okay. Like I said, if you're moving here to the Dominican Republic, you got to have some type of Spanish, especially living out in the bigger cities where, there's more things that can end up being in your favor, that could, favor you more. Like me, in terms of rent, more accessible things, but not a lot of English speakers here. And if you know Dominicans speak a Spanish entirely different than the Spanish that you're accustomed to practicing or hearing in the States. They have a lot of slang, and the slang you would have thought it came with its own dictionary. Like the slang here is law, like the que lo que, or the quiere, or ya tú sabes, or dime a ver, or just a lot of things that would not translate in the Google Translator. So I do miss some English speaking here, because it's a little bit hard to distinguish between real Spanish and broken down slang Dominican Spanish. So that's definitely one thing to keep in mind, branching out from those tourist dedicated areas of the Dominican Republic. Like I said, you guys are doing the chat. If you have any questions, we got this live Q&A going on. I'm answering all questions that you have about Santiago, that you have about the Dominican Republic, from the tourist perspective or the expat perspective. Akan, and I spoke about this earlier in the live. One of you guys brought this up, the beach. Like I said, I don't frequent to the beaches like Playa Sosua, or at least I go to Playa La Ensenada. And the con of that is Playa Ensenada is literally 2 hours. 2 hours from Santiago. So whenever I plan a beach day, I always have to plan for leaving 2 hours ahead of what I would normally leave to enjoy a little bit more, and leaving 2 hours accordingly just to get back home in time, because I don't really like driving at nighttime, not for my security, but for the potholes. It gets really, really hard to see some of these potholes. And I can't even call some houses. I call them jacuzzis. It's literally like jacuzzis in the middle of the road and these crazy ass divots. So I just don't like driving at nighttime for that reason. But my favorite beach is 2 hours away. I guess I put that on the list of cons. Playa La Ensenada. Make sure you guys go check out that video on the channel. In Santiago, imported things cost more. If you want to go to Nacional and you want to, excuse me, you want to get your things like Boar's Head or a certain type of alcohol, or even your Ritz crackers, imported things cost more. Even with the BM cargos, I think BM cargo right now, BM cargo and Jetpack and CPS, EPS are basically couriers, right? So you're living here in DR, you want to buy something off Amazon or from Walmart, from Best Buy, and wondering how to get it out here, you use one of those couriers. And it gets to Miami. From Miami, it gets to the city that you live at. It costs about $2.50 per pound, about whatever you're ordering. Anything over $200, you have to pay a tax. So do keep that in mind. Imported things do cost more. But like I said, the government is working on a highway on cutting down traffic time from Santiago to Puerto Plata. I don't know if it's for Santo Domingo. I don't want to put out the wrong information. I'm going to have to check that out. When the highway will be completed, I had no clue. But once it's completed, definitely look for a more steady flow of traffic from people living in Santiago or people moving to Santiago because it's cheaper and they don't want to deal with the limitations of the smaller cities like Puerto Plata. But, they like chilling in Puerto Plata. Like, me, I like chilling in Puerto Plata. That's where the expat community is at. That's where Uncle Russ is at. Flip-flops is at Sosua. But I would prefer to always be in the bigger city. Better infrastructure, more things accessible, and like insurance and Uber. Definitely Uber. So those are my list of pros and cons for 2021. Moving out of Puerto Plata, coming to live in Santiago. I'm going to keep this channel for about another 3 minutes. But thank you guys for watching. Any questions, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. This year is going to be a great year for YouTube. I'm really trying to get out there and open up the country some more to you guys, so you guys can really come down here, whether it's living or vacationing for a weekend, 10 days, 7 days, whatever, to really get your experience worth, your money's worth, and to really see what it's like living here in the Dominican Republic. Now, Patrick, appreciate the information. Anytime, Pat. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Chapapa Instagram. Definitely. I do offer relocation services. So, hit me up in the DM. We can talk about that. I'm out here in Santiago. Got a question from Stalin. Is there any info on having a Vax card to enter the big store? Yeah, just that a little bit earlier in the video, but to enter the big stores, you do need the Vax cards. At the door before you enter the mall, they're gonna ask for it. Price Mart, they're gonna ask for it. Some clinicas, maybe they'll ask for it. Like if you're gonna get your COVID test, they won't ask for it. But definitely some restaurants would ask for it. Even Chapapa, like your video events, Kaya Barbershop, can you do one at La Manger restaurant? You know what? Excuse me. I was actually at the other Haitian restaurant, not La Manger, the first Haitian restaurant here in Santiago. I'm getting ready to do a video on that. And then from then on, I'm going to go to La Manger. No problem. We got East Coast Kev. Big up Uncle Russ, put me on your channel. Man, thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to TaylorMade Dreams, the pioneer of this, the laptop lifestyle, the reason why we're all on YouTube, the reason why we're all, trying to get out that Matrix lifestyle, just enjoy life to get that new second wind, that's that second breath of air in your lungs. Definitely shout out to Russ, and thank you. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. And any questions, don't be scared to reach out. Drop a comment. I'm here for you guys. Any information, because when I was moving down here, man, I tell you, I was nervous. Not scared, shitless nervous, but a little bit nervous because at the time there wasn't a lot of information out there, on YouTube like you have now. Like you don't have the abundance of videos like you have from Russ or from Flip or from these other channels that are now up and coming. That you don't have from Cav 24/7 or Brown Spade, those natures. So I'm just trying to do that for you guys, from the tourist aspect, where you could have fun, like have the time of your life, and just 5-6 days or whatever time you're out here, and be a real guy, from the woman to the food to even where to buy your alcohol at. Just trying to keep it real with you guys, trying to keep it simple, because without you guys, what would I be doing, right? Any other questions? I guess about one moment. Got Stallion. I was there in September, found a nice apartment in Santiago on the southeast side of town for 20,000 pesos a month. 20,000 pesos a month. Now, the rent has been going up in Santiago. I don't know why. I guess it's due to the pandemic. It has started, once things open back up from the pandemic. The price of food has gone up a little. Rent is going up a little. Rent never used to be 20,000 pesos. And for those who don't know how much 20,000 pesos is right now, 20,000 pesos is about $349. How many bedrooms is that, Stallion? And what does the apartment complex come with? Because, man, I remember there was a time, I guess when the pandemic was hitting, there was just nothing but empty apartments for cheap. I mean, 12,000, 15,000 pesos, 13,000 pesos. Apartments with a pool, 14,000 pesos. Now you're a little bit hard pressed to find that, because I guess it's everybody trying to catch up, from the pandemic times, trying to get their money back, which is sad. It's greedy because, you're more just steering people away from doing business with you as it turns to just getting your steady income monthly. But what I realized out here is that a lot of people think about today and not tomorrow. It was a complex apartment, newer building, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, security gate and pool. Okay, for 20,000, that is not bad. Southeast side of Santiago. I guess you're a little bit away from the city. My advice to you guys, whatever you're gonna do down here, you'll be coming out here, a bit more fortunate, obviously, than some of the people that live here, but still try to negotiate. For me, it's like it's become second nature, just seeing it and just realizing the difference. Like there is a difference between how you get treated as a foreigner and how a Dominican born and raised here gets treated. So definitely negotiate on that. 20,000 isn't bad. 3 bedrooms, especially at this time, 3-bedroom bath with a security gate. Is there a security guard though? Not just security gate. How's the Wi-Fi in Santiago? It's important for trading stocks. To be honest, Kev, the Wi-Fi for me has been good. I am running 100 right now in my apartment. I've had no problem with the Wi-Fi. Depending on the structure of your apartment, I do recommend getting repeaters. Definitely get a repeaters. Definitely use a Ethernet cord if you're looking to do things on a computer. Like I said, I'm connected to my Ethernet cord right now to do this live. Sometimes when I'm on the PlayStation, I'm on my Ethernet cord, but the Wi-Fi has been fine. The area you're gonna live in, make sure it has fiber optics. Definitely, there's a big difference in 50 megabits here in Santiago and 100 megabits in Puerto Plata. Huge difference. It's like night and day. But for me, I've had no problem with the Wi-Fi. I actually have an internet video up, and I have an internet contact for any of you guys looking to be down here 6 months or longer. I do have a Claro video up. I have my Claro guy, and me and him have talked, and you guys hit him up, and you let him know that Chapapa sent you, and he will hook you up with internet service. looking to rent, and the rent is crazy, $850 to $1,200 US. Now, Vern 1300, are you looking to rent furnished or unfurnished? And what part of the city are you looking at where the rent is $850 to $1,200 US? Or they give you $850 to $200 US because of who you are. So that's important, and it's not something to take personal. I take it a little personal because I hate that shit. But like I said, if they see you, they will try to, up that price a little bit more. Do keep that in mind. But some places, $850 to $100 US. First of all, that sounds like Santo Domingo prices. Sounds like some Puerto Plata prices. And I have to ask if that is fully furnished. Yo, Big E in the house. E in the house. What's up, Free? Big ups on the channel. Much success. Let's push that to 1,000 subscribers. That's right, y'all. Yo, I need y'all help. 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna do something at 1,000. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may take like 5 lucky subscribers out of you guys in Santiago. Take you out for a drink. Take you guys out for a night. Santiago, show you guys the city. Show you guys a part of DR that you don't really know. I'll even hit up my boy Los. Get Los in there with me. But definitely let's get the channel up to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you also. I appreciate the support always. Puerto Plata way overpriced. Best part microphones at $700 a month. Wow. Apartments are $700 a month down in Puerto Plata. When I was there in Puerto Plata, I left Puerto Plata in May of 2020, and I came across an apartment that was 18,500 pesos a month. 3-bedroom, top floor, jacuzzi in the master bathroom, but now apartments are $700. But like I said, it depends if you guys are looking at these furnished or not, because my apartment, I definitely my first place in Puerto Plata was a house, and it was furnished. The only thing that were mine were the TVs in the bed and master bedroom. Other than that, it was furnished. And let me tell you, definitely renting furnished adds at least an extra $200 per month on rent. Think about it. It's like you're financing furniture that's not yours. So if you're going to live here for a long time, I definitely do recommend that you go unfurnished and you get your furniture as you go along. In Santiago, there is definitely more to do in Puerto Plata. More to do. And whatever is your thing, whether that's going out, if that's partying, if that's just eating out, go to the mall shopping, definitely more to do in Santiago. A lot more to do, a lot more people, a lot more stores, a lot more parks. Some of the parks here are fantastic. More gyms, definitely more gyms. Here is one of the only body shop gyms in the country. The other ones in Santo Domingo. Got Smart Fit gyms here. With the Smart Fit gyms, you sign up for a certain package, and you can basically go to any branch in Latin America. So you sign up for Smart Fit here in Dominican Republic. You go to Brazil, you can use the Chapapa there. Not the Chapapa, the gym there, the Smart Fit gym there. Last winter, unfurnished. You said unfurnished for $850 12. I'm gonna put up a link or send me that on Instagram. The apartment you're looking at, because that sounds a bit high. Unless it's like a penthouse, unless you're right over the monument, $850 to $1,200 a month is a bit high. Miss Felicia, good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Miss Felicia, I was waiting for you to tell them get these likes up. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, that share button. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Felicia. And we're definitely about to end the chat, but I appreciate you for stopping by. Taking a few more questions on the rent. What's the appropriate prices here? But do keep in mind, here in Santiago, you got your Uber. You definitely have a lot more, and you will get your money's worth. You won't even touch your money's worth because it being on the cheaper scale and a lot more abundance of what you're looking for. But definitely Santiago, the bigger cities in the Dominican Republic, have what you need and a lot more to do. So thank you for bringing that up, Stallion. We got a better selection of girls in Santiago. Man, listen, I was just having this conversation the other day. I don't know. It's like I'm the only one thinking, but I do feel like Santo Domingo got it. People like Santiago got it, but me, I feel like I go to Santo Domingo I'm like this all the time in Santo Domingo. Santiago, I'm like this, but Santo Domingo, I really, really gotta like turn around. But there's a lot of beautiful women here in the island in general. I mean, like just even the parts of the Dominican Republic you probably never heard about. Beautiful women, beautiful people all over this island. But that's better selection of girls in Santiago. That's for you guys to decide. Drop a comment letting me know where you think you've seen the prettiest women or the prettier women here in the Dominican Republic. That's right, Miss Felicia. Tell them to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell when we're doing some more lives. Chapapa is headed to Colombia tomorrow, flying out from the DR. It is definitely going to be something to see. I'm linking up with Love Crossing Borders. How's Banal? But that was great. But that was cool. There's another YouTuber, Brown Spade. I forgot what part of DR he lives in. We just did a live the other day, but he lives like right in the middle of the country. Small town, real small town, almost Campo like. But he's married to a Dominican woman. I think I'm gonna get him on a live. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get him on a live next time, and I'll let him talk to you guys about. But his story is definitely inspiring. E says, my first time in Santiago was April 2019. It's before me. During Easter week, Semana Santa. I went back in December. I like the vibe. It will be home for me. And E, that's great because I know when we first met, you was talking about moving to Puerto Plata. I guess the vibe of Puerto Plata is more comfortable for you. But to me, if you're moving out of the matrix, you're moving out of the U.S. to another place that's not yours, that you didn't grow up calling home, that's stepping out of your comfort zone. So, don't step out of your comfort zone to settle. Don't step out of your comfort zone, to baby yourself. You got to go all the way. You got to give it 100%. And moving to Santiago, I know, and you don't have your Spanish down packed like that, but it's the vibe. Always the vibe that's important. And I appreciate that realness, And I appreciate you for sharing that Santiago will be home for you. Has the construction on that new Santiago Puerto Plata highway started yet? To be honest, no clue. But the thing with what I've noticed in my experience with Dominican construction, once it starts, count the days to when it finishes because they move extremely fast. Extremely fast. I know they're working on a new plaza right here in the city on 27 where Juan Pablo Duarte, where the big cloud is. I know if you guys pass by, it's right after the Fridays. It's just like this huge landmass. It's just huge hole in the ground. I believe they're building a lot of plazas there. But the new highway, I'm going to check and I will get back to you if the highway has started yet, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. Brian, thank you for the information. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for asking questions. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit on that notification bell. Definitely going to be hitting up a few more lives for you guys. Going to make this as informative, as fun as possible. Because, man, when I tell you the DR is fun, boy, I hope they don't build the roads like those some of those houses. Man, but some of these houses, you'd be surprised. They withstand the hands of time, rain, all that stuff. Yes, sir. Paradise Life in the building. Yoga in the building. What's up, Yoga? Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for stopping by, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to Paradise Life. Shout out to Flip. Like I said, make sure you guys check out all these other channels that are sprinkled out throughout the Dominican Republic. I'll be at the Chef Kelvin. Yeah, I just saw Kelvin the other day. Kelvin's a funny dude. He's always in my complex, but he doesn't have an apartment here. So I'll leave it at that. January 14th. All right, cool. I'll probably link up with you guys. January 14th, I'll just be getting back from doing this trip in Colombia. If you guys are just now joining the video, I've been doing the pros and cons of living in the biggest cities in the Dominican Republic. Just rewatch for any type of information that you guys are looking for. I appreciate you guys, all 15 of you, and whoever is watching this video after. Any questions, any services you need, make sure you hit me up with my Instagram, Chapapa Tv. Make sure you guys keep supporting the channel in any way you can. Sharing. Kelvin is picking me up from the airport. All right, cool. So if you guys do anything that night, if I'm not too jet lagged, I'll probably link up with you guys. Like I said, a lot to do here in Santiago. And with that, I wish you all a happy new year. May this be a great month for you guys. Stay tuned because we got a lot more to cover. Like I said, we're going to open up this island of the Dominican Republic, laptop lifestyle, how to do it, how to join, how to enjoy. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Uncle Russ. Shout out to Paradise Life. Got my Paradise Life keychain here somewhere. Shout out to Flip. Shout out to everybody doing their thing on YouTube, teaching, educating. We appreciate y'all. I appreciate you guys. Last question of the night. Anybody got a last question of the night before I end this broadcast? Last question. Anything. Miss Felicia said, peace. That's right. It is my bedtime. About to go knock out. Get ready to head to Santo Domingo tomorrow, flying out of Santo Domingo. For those of you who don't know, if you want to fly to Brazil or Colombia from the DR, Santo Domingo is cheaper than Santiago. I am saving about maybe $300, $300 to $400 flying from Santo Domingo to Colombia instead of flying from Santiago. Yeah, I got to take the bus down there, but it's more play money for me. Any apartments for rent in my complex? Yes, there is. But I will be honest with you. The prices for rent in my apartment have gone up substantially to the point where I don't even feel like it's worth it. But to each their own. The apartment does have a gym. It does have a pool, a basketball court, that little area where you can do like your little private parties and things like that. But the last quote I heard from my apartment was one of the apartments here in the complex. There's 10 buildings here, 7 floors each. Was 27,000 and some change pesos, 27,000 pesos some change, and I'm paying almost maybe less than maybe about 9,000 less than that. But I have been here a while. But like I said, apartments are going up in Santiago. They are going up in Puerto Plata. To me, I guess that's just people trying to catch up from the pandemic times. But definitely there are apartments here for my complex. Hit me up on the side on Instagram at Chapapa TV, and I will share with you that information. Peace and blessings. Enjoy your time, Colombian fam. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, brother. Vax for Colombia visitors. Yes, flying to Colombia, you do need to show either your PCR test or proof of vaccination. Your last doses cannot be less than 14 days old. Do need a PCR or a vaccination card with the full doses going into Colombia. I have both, just in case. It will be my first time flying into Colombia from the Dominican Republic. But that's about it, yeah. I hope you guys have a good night. Enjoy this video, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.